Did you know you got 4 of them?
I got 8 of them.
Well,
senor.
but I mean, did you realize that there were 4 in a pack?
No, I had no clue.
Got a lifetime supply. I got paint on my pants today.
How'd you get paint pants?
Because I was painting.
Oh. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think we can
so.
we can ride with that. Okay.
Yeah,
right,
nobody's here to watch us.
They're just here to listen to all the jive.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. You about ready to do this, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
You know what we're talking about today?
Nope.
We have got a bunch of good stuff to talk about. Okay. Look who's here. NSJ Guitar is here. Dan is here. Greg is here. Trevor is here. Joy is here. Doc is here. Andy's here. Daryl's here. J Van B. Van Shank.
J Van B. Van Shank.
Paul McNary. Brad Guitar Miller. Hey, by the way, we got a box from Brad Guitar Miller, didn't we? Let's talk.
We did, yeah.
We want to make sure we want to make sure we talk about Brad Guitar Miller. So
yeah.
So hey everybody, this is Matt. And we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching my very first live stream in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, because I can't do math anymore. I'm not sure if this is our first live stream together in a month or just in 3 weeks.
Well, or 2 weeks, because we didn't have. I wasn't on the live stream yesterday because I was en route to Chicago.
Last week.
What did I say?
Yesterday.
I didn't do it yesterday or last week.
Correct. We didn't do one on Thanksgiving.
Nope.
We didn't do one the week after Thanksgiving because we were sick. You didn't do one last week.
So it's been 3 weeks for me. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, so it's been a month.
Let's call it a month.
4 weeks.
Let's call it 4 weeks. So I'm glad to be back, Chris.
We're glad to have you back.
Rich and Christer Feskerensen. Not everyone knows it, but that's Chris's actual name.
Yeah, Festerensen.
Festerensen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad to be back to see you guys too. But Chris, I want to tell you that you and Brandon did a bang up job last Thursday and Friday without me.
Thanks. I think it was a case of we have to do something. Something's better than nothing. Mm-hmm. And that was something.
You guys did a great job. And I was waiting for, and don't worry, I was not let down. I was waiting for this is better without Matt. Finally.
Did somebody say that?
Oh, well, they said something like, I'm not getting my ears blown or something, like that.
I tried to step up my volume.
You did a good job.
As loud as I could. And I do that quite a bit on videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. The whole week was without you here is just bizarre.
You even said it was a lot quieter in the shop.
Well, it is a lot quieter in the shop when you're not here.
Yeah.
The other funny thing too is I find myself talking more when you're here, just like you do, just dumb things. Like, man, stupid jerk.
That does happen a lot.
Yeah, and you do it and I do it.
Uh-huh.
But when you're not here, I don't do it.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't.
So it's just dead silent. Just like that.
Hey, is there a reveal tomorrow, Chris?
We should reveal something.
I think that black one is ready, isn't it?
Yeah, that one is ready. Yeah. I was going to reveal that last week, but as we all know, Chris has no nuts.
We also have some neat stuff in the paint room that we're going to pre-reveal.
Yeah, we can show some of that off, maybe.
I think you guys are going to love it. I also want to tell you about a new workshop that we're coming up with. Well, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to talk about that
my favorite
tomorrow.
Workshop title of all time.
Best workshop title of all.
Yep.
But Chris, today I want to talk about something that I wanted to talk about last week. And that is, I want to talk about why tone wood is so important.
Okay.
I want to talk about what gives you the fizz. And I want to tell everybody about a brand new contest that I just came up with.
Okay.
Like within an hour, I just came up with it.
Okay.
And you can get in on the action too.
Okay.
So which would you like to talk about first, sir?
Let's talk about the fizz.
What gives you the fizz?
Uh-huh.
So
onion rings.
Okay.
Maybe we're talking
this
about different
might
fizz.
need a different, I might need some more
Tell me what you mean by fizz.
I'm not sure where I heard that term first, but I think it was Cody over on the Wrangler Star channel. And if you haven't watched his YouTube channel, you should, because it's really excellent. and he's hipped me to a lot of cool stuff, not the least of which is the term gives you the fizz, and Grants Forest Brooks axes and hatchets, which I, by the way, am now a proud owner of one of.
So, I forgot about your love of axes and hatchets, not just axes and or hatchets.
But he's like a kind of a well, I don't know what he does. I don't know what his job is, but he's an outdoorsy guy, and he's Anyway, cool guy, fun videos. They're long. So the fizz is something that brings you joy.
Okay.
And I've also been calling it escape. And the reason that I want to talk about that, Chris, is because I remember one time my band was playing a show, and we yanked out all of the we were playing at some crappy club in Boulder, and you know where it was? It was at I was at the place that has Burger Madness. You and I have been there. Right around by the Hotel Boulderado, you got to go drive into that weird. It's like one of those places where they have crazy crap all over the walls.
Oh, okay.
And,
yeah. Shit.
Anyway.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we're playing in Boulder.
We returned a bandsaw. No, a drill press.
Yep. That's right. That's right. So anyway, we were playing there, and it was with some other guys who one guy's dead now, but I'm getting way off topic here.
Buffalo Bar?
No, I can't remember what. Anyway, but so we hauled out.
Played that joint?
Oh yeah, we played there several times. But so of course our drummer hauled out all of his drums. Brett hauled out a Marshall half stack. And I brought an Ampeg SVT, all tube SVT. Mm-hmm. And so I was asked by one of the other guys in the band, or in the band that we played with. He's like, "Well, why did you bring that stuff to play this place?" Mm-hmm. And I looked at him and I said, "Because our guitar player sells insurance." And what I mean by that is, no, it wasn't necessary, but it was a means of escaping that kind of like, if you don't have some escape, every day becomes a Tuesday. You know what I mean? And nothing is fun anymore, and nothing is cool, and everything gets distilled down to, I can only do this if it's practical or if it makes sense, and so some things are just cool because they're cool. Mm-hmm. And some things just make you happy. Mm-hmm. Some things give you escape, and some things give you the fizz.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about when I say gives you the fizz.
Okay.
And this actually dovetails very nicely into the whole tone wood thing, but I want to give that a little more airtime.
Okay.
But let's talk about what gives you the fizz and why it's important to do stuff that's cool just because it's fun. Mm-hmm. And to kind of talk to the hand of people who say, well, that's not practical, or I could do it for less money, or doesn't matter, dude. I like this because I like it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like it, that's fine. In fact, it's even better if you don't like it.
Sometimes that's why I do it.
Yeah. So Chris, I want you to think about that a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to some Paul Need says, fizz, changing an A string on a bass during a song and not dropping out for even one beat. That is pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. He also says, I had a retirement causing injury 10 years ago and recorded a bunch of original songs and released them, but I pulled off a blistering lead run that I am physically unable to play. I think that if that's what gives you the fizz, then and that sounds like a super awesome one to get the fizz over, Paul. That's super cool. Dan says that he's happy that we are on together again for Thursday night, gives him the fizz. So I think that things like nitrocellulose lacquer, I want to have it just because I want to have it. Or for example, I've never worn out frets from play. I don't know many people who have, but I know a lot of people who got to have stainless steel frets. It gives them the fizz. It's something that they like because they like it. Frankly, a Texas Toast guitar should give everybody a lot of escape because it's ready for battle. And if you're someone who just likes to have it and look at it, or if you're someone who plays it 10 hours a day, I think that's cool. And because cool things are cool because they're cool, right? Okay. So, Chris, what's a thing that you like that kind of gives you escape from?
In the guitar world?
No, in your life.
In my life, bicycles.
Yeah. Okay. So this is I think this works out great. Is it practical for you to have more than one or two bikes?
No.
How many bikes you got?
More than that.
How many?
An even dozen.
Do you know, or are you just guessing? Because people say to me,
I think I actually have.
Hey, Matt, how many this do you have? I have no idea. Yeah, because I just like them.
I think I have 12 that are assembled.
Okay.
I have 2 that aren't.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I think that you could very easily make the case that guitar players like guitars, even if they're all the same, they like having a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's cooler than one guitar?
2.
And what's cooler than 2? Yeah. And you see where I'm going with this.
And I have that too. I've owned lots of guitars. I've sold down my collection to a couple guitars, and I don't like the way it feels.
Now let me ask you this. I'm not trying to judge your what gives you escape or what makes you happy. Notice I didn't use the word happiness because it has the word penis in it. Let's take a quick super chat from Doc, who says, the fizz. I think that seeing someone else play and enjoy an instrument that I've built, that's fizz for me. It absolutely is.
Doc, he got to do that this last weekend, and that is really cool.
Super cool.
Really fun.
Hey, Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone is hanging around. That's super cool.
We talked to Dylan earlier.
Hey, Dylan, I need to order more pickups. By the way, I just
right after we got off the phone, we're like, hey, you don't have pickups.
Yeah,
for these.
yeah.
So
I'll call you tomorrow or send you an email. But do you think that guys who are getting a little long in the tooth, the older I get, the more meaning something has to have to me. Like there was a time in my life when if I had a Squire Strat, I would think that would give me the fizz. Not so much when I'm 50.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not because it's not cool, but because I kind of want something that's neater than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been around the block a few times. I've got probably more in the rear view than I do in the windshield. And I don't want to spend a bunch of time monkeying around with, something that I don't think is cool. And what do you think about that notion, Chris, that having something that is, maybe it inspires you to be a better player, maybe it doesn't, maybe you just like it because you like it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, in the guitar world, I mean, I'll be honest, I've had cheap stuff. I have some cheap stuff now, not very much. And usually what it is curiosity over how good could this possibly be.
Yeah.
And you get it, and it's pretty cool. And then you fart around with it a little bit, and then you move it on.
Yeah.
But I keep all the good stuff, all my good, and that's usually what I play. I don't play a lot right now, but I've been trying to play more. And I don't grab the cheap stuff. I grab, stuff that I made. And so that's what I've been thinking about recently is, I shouldn't play the cheap stuff because really it doesn't. And if I want to buy it and look at it and go, oh, that's neat, and then ship it down the road or whatever, that's cool. But yeah, the stuff that I like, the stuff that gives me the fizz is the stuff that I made, that we made. Yeah. And so that's the stuff that I play, and that's the stuff that I should have around.
Man, I can't tell you.
Stop playing that other stuff.
Building musical instruments,
buying that other stuff.
Building basses and guitars, totally gives me the fizz.
Yeah, it's really neat. And then letting somebody else. So you've been playing it. Oh, I think this is neat. Yeah, I think I did a great job. And you give it to somebody else, and they're like, man, this thing's really rad.
Brian Duncan just sent us a super chat for the hat.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, thank you, Brian. That is excellent of you. Hey, by the way, Brian, I ordered your tuners the other day. They haven't shipped yet. But Dan says that's the beauty of being old. You don't have to justify what gives you the fizz. And that's kind of what I want to I want to talk a little bit about that, guys, because justification of what gives you escape, whether it's building your own instruments or playing a guitar that you spent way too much money on, or whatever it is, that dovetails very nicely into a conversation that I overheard Paul Reed Smith having with some guy on YouTube.
Okay.
And he was like, "Of course, tone wood matters. If you bump," and you know what? I gotta be honest with you, I didn't even listen to the whole thing because frankly, I don't care.
Right.
If tone wood is something that you care about, and it's something that's important to you, and it's something that gives you the fizz, or it's your means of escape, or if it's something that you believe in your heart is absolutely critical to a musical instrument,
yep,
by all means, have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not hurting anyone else for you to have a guitar with $800 worth of wood on it because you like tone wood, or you like to say I have tone wood, or you like to say this has a $700 quilt maple billet on it. That you know what I mean? Why not have that?
Sure.
That's why tone wood is so important to me, is because I think it's cool. I have to blow my nose. Will you vamp for a little bit?
Sure, I'll vamp. I don't tone wood, yeah. I don't actually like to think of tone wood as tone wood, because usually tone wood means pretty wood. And so I like pretty wood. I like wood that looks good versus wood that looks bad. And Matt and I actually had a conversation about that just the other day. I said, what if I was going to paint a body, Fender style body, a Jaguar body, what should I make it out of if I want it to be lighter than poplar? And Matt said, basswood. I'm like, well, basswood, but yuck. I don't want to make it out of basswood. Why not? Because I don't like basswood. Why not? I don't know. I just don't like it. So what wood other than poplar? What's going to get me?
And basswood.
Something that, yeah. And I don't want it crazy light. I don't want to make it out of Polonia or something like that. That's a fun wood to say.
Yeah, it is. Not
a fun wood to finish. And I think some of this comes down to that. But anyway, so tone wood, mostly pretty wood, like, and the classics, and so I never did figure out what wood I'm going to use. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Dan at Tone Wood Experts.
That's a great idea.
And just tell him what I want and have him round me up something.
Yeah.
But because I could go and I could buy poplar and maybe source some locally that's light, or that I think is going to be light,
or alder, or
maybe alder. We don't have very good alder selection here, and ash is a non-starter here. We can't buy ash that's not heavy as your house.
Yeah.
At all. So, but anyway, yeah, because I don't actually think that wood contributes to the sound, but I do think wood contributes to the coolness of a guitar, and and that's why I don't want to use basswood. Basswood's not cool.
I 100% agree with you, Chris. Having something that is cool for the sake of being cool, even if it's got paint. That, by the way, that was the other thing you said. I'm going to paint over it, so it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Well, okay, I kind of have a hard time, and I don't know why, but the obvious answer is call Dan and get a really nice piece of swamp ash. I'm going to paint it a solid color.
Yeah.
That it sort of defeats the purpose of really
one
rad
piece swamp ash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Something really, really pretty, and then I'm going to paint it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well,
but I don't really care what it's made out of. Well, I do care what it's made out of. I mean, if it's alder or if it's ash, and really what I should do is call Dan and say, I need some wood, and it needs, I'm hoping for this.
Yep.
And yeah, the last time we've only bought alder from him once or twice.
And we bought alder from Dan?
Yeah, we did. And it was It was nicer than the Poplar we were using for the exact same project, but barely.
Brian Duncan wants to know, isn't basswood just poplar? No, it is not, sir.
They're similar. I actually like Poplar a lot better.
I do too.
And if I could spec Poplar, I would just use Poplar because I got a bunch of guitars that are Poplar and I like them.
Yeah.
I made a bunch of guitars. Actually, I only have 2 that are Poplar right now.
Actually, I have a question for you guys about Poplar, but first I want to take a super chat from my good buddy, the grand, incredible Bobby Dill. Little Bobby D, who says, life is too short to explain to people why it is cool to own a bunch of Texas Toast guitars. Most will never get it. That's okay. Go collect stamps instead. More guitars for me. Bobby, I don't think you're going to get any sales jobs with that attitude, but you are absolutely right. Life is too short.
Don't friend. Like these. Tough shit.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We're going to see Bobby Dill here pretty soon, too.
Oh, good.
Brad Guitar Miller says, got the fizz from spending a couple of days taking my 2D drawing for a part and creating it in aluminum, getting to make a part that was not available. Funny you should mention that too, Brad, because we want to talk about that part in just a moment. But yeah, tone wood, I love the idea of tone wood. I love the way that woods look, and I love the way that woods feel. I love to machine and do woodworking. It's a super cool thing. But is it absolutely critical for a guitar? No, not an electric guitar. Unless you just like it. If you can hear it, you're a better man than I am. Now, I have said this in the past, and I will say it again. If you're building a xylophone, tone wood is very important. If you're voicing a soundboard, tapping on wood is a critical thing that you have to do. If you're building an electric guitar, I think tapping on boards is the height of foolishness, unless it gives you the fizz, unless it gives you some escape. And by the way, guys, I think that if you see anybody doing this to a board, they're escaping from their Tuesday afternoon day job of, doing whatever it is that they do. And they're kind of deep diving into something that gives them a lot of joy and a lot of, they like doing that stuff. I don't like doing that stuff, so I don't do it. You know what I mean? But people who work in an office and build a guitar, if you're not tapping on every single board, you're doing it wrong. Because that should be something that you do to escape from that, like that weekly thing. That's why you're building guitars in the first place.
Yeah, well, and we've seen people get really into buying parts for their guitars, obsess about buying parts for their guitars.
Absolutely.
Why would you not obsess about what you're going to actually make the guitar out of?
You and I are currently obsessing about parts for guitars right now.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of that.
And the brand new class that I'm not going to tell you guys about until tomorrow.
Yeah, but just because, even if you think wood makes a difference or you don't think wood makes a difference, you still want nice wood.
Yeah, you want it to look right.
Yeah, you want it to look right. You want it to, and so there's some.
And Paul Reed Smith is selling the sizzle and the steak. And the whole tone wood thing, I believe that Paul Reed Smith believes that stuff. How about that?
Sure.
And he's selling the escape and the joy and the coolness associated with his guitars, and he's better at it than anybody. But it's tone wood. Do I think it's important? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah. You want to know what I think? Doesn't matter what I think.
Doesn't matter what you think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I think if you buy good wood, you're gonna have a good guitar. If you do all your homework, you do everything right.
Yeah.
Mostly right.
So Doc says that building guitars is definitely the highest form of escapism for me. At the moment, it's such a good thing to think that I have a level of distraction to obsess over. And you know what? Yeah, so I know Doc pretty well. And Doc and I are friends. Doc is my friend. And I know a little bit about Doc. I know like what Doc does for a job. I know a little bit about Doc's, life. I think that having some escape is critical.
Yeah.
And if what gives you escape is playing golf or tapping on boards, you got to have it.
Or
because if not,
both
yeah,
at the same time.
whatever, however you want to do it. Yeah. Because if not, life gets pretty boring pretty fast, and it still goes pretty fast. And then when it's all said and done, then it's just too damn late. So anyway, Chris, I'm gonna go get another thing that I want to ask everybody about. So vamp for a little bit.
Oh, so I get to vamp again?
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh, good. You're not going very far.
Nope.
Good, because I'm not very good at vamping.
So this isn't a reveal, but this is a question. So what do you guys think of this guitar? That's what I want to know. But first, I'm going to take a super chat from my good buddy ER Webster, who says, finally pulling the trigger and getting the SimTech. Suggestions on gloss top coat. And then he has a bunch of numbers that I don't know what those mean.
So we don't use any of this actually came up yesterday. Doug Santinello sent me an email.
Okay.
We don't use any of the SimTech top coats because they're all polyester top coats. And I don't want to say still using urethanes, but we use automotive urethane as our top coat rather than the SimTech stuff. Steve from Maximum uses SimTech top coats. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
exclusively, or he just
he's tried them several times.
Okay.
He's told me it's there's always a little learning curve with new products when you use them, and there's probably a learning curve on buffing and all of that. I can't imagine it doesn't work really, really well. Lots of people use it. So we just haven't used it, so I don't know enough about it to be able to tell you which one to use.
So if you want to use SimTech's top coats, the people at SimTech ER, if you haven't talked to them, they are super, super nice people.
Super, and you're not the first person that's asked them what should I use on my guitar for a top coat after using your sealer.
Further into that end, no one knows more about SimTech than the guys at SimTech. Okay.
Except maybe Mike Learn.
Possibly Mike Learn, yeah. All right. So I want to ask you guys, one, what you think about this. This is, I've decided, Chris, that I don't want to have the Super Casanova, the Casanova the Casanova LTD, the Casanova Deluxe, and the Super Casanova. I just want to have the Super Casanova. Are you okay with that? So this is our Super Casanova model. And I want to know what color you guys think we should paint this. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Oh, and by the way,
what is this?
This is poplar. You don't know it's poplar because there's not a buttload of green on it.
Yeah, it looks almost like ash.
Oh, a little bit, yeah, but this is poplar. It's
whiter than alder.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would look like alder.
And but it's grainier than basswood. Basswood doesn't have all this green in it. Doc wants to know, what brand of automotive top coat are you using for gloss and clear coats? We've got Tamco, Euro Pro.
Yeah, it's the Euro Clear.
No, but what's that other stuff that we use?
For top coat?
Yeah, the stuff that we're using for the
73 finish. Yeah. I don't remember the name.
I don't remember either. It's basically
Tamco. We use their Euro Clear, and everybody makes a Euro Clear now. It's like a standard term in the automotive industry.
But it is a catalyzing clear coat.
Yeah,
right?
it's a 4-to-1. There's a 2-to-1. I don't know, but anyway, it's catalyzing clear. And then for base coats, you can use anybody's base coats. Any urethane base coat.
Yep.
So you can buy stuff online. We use Tamco. We get stuff locally. We get stuff from a guy here real close to us, Emo
or
locally,
the nice
or
lady
the
at
mean
PPG.
lady.
I mean, the mean lady.
Yeah. Doc knows the mean lady.
He does.
You get to meet her. There's automotive restoration specialists online or something like that. There's a bunch of those places, and they all are basically the same.
They're all essentially.
You might have a Napa in your neighborhood that has paint.
Yeah,
there are Napa that had paint, but we don't.
There's also like a Sherwin-Williams automotive.
Those are in some places, some towns, there's a bunch of those, and some like here, there's one. So yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go back and look and see the comments are coming in fast and furious on what color we should paint this. Lots of people are tone paint, and everyone's got their idea. So anyway, So what do you think of this guitar, Chris? I love it.
I think it's cool. Yeah.
The
Tend
Super
to march it
Casanova.
down the road. Super Casanova.
All right.
Yeah.
Trans black, candy apple red, deep purple. I'm afraid we're not gonna. See, this is the problem with
those
solid colors.
All of those colors are wildly different.
Yep.
And everybody thinks that's the one true and holy color for that guitar. So if we paint it blue,
all the guys who said seafoam green or purple sparkle or candy apple
or
red
the wrong color blue,
or pearl white with black plastics or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the hard things about building a spec guitar for sale.
K Sharp 10 says, if I do a class, I want to go see the Mean Paint Lady with Matt. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we could add that as like a lunchtime kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think she's meaner.
I think so.
Yeah.
Doc says the red sparkle that the Soul Pole that JJJ demoed would be that would be a really cool color.
Yeah, that's a cool. We're not doing that.
Okay. Andy says that as a base would give him the Fizz. That would give you the Fizz. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep your answers coming, guys, because I love hearing what you have to say. Who knows? Maybe we'll paint the guitar the color you like.
Maybe somebody will come up with something. We'll go, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that before.
So, but what happens if we don't paint it the color that someone wants, Chris?
Let's do that. Let's write them all down and then figure out the one color nobody mentioned. Brown.
Someone said root beer, which I love.
I
love
root beer sparkle. Absolutely, yeah. Root beer sparkle. I was just thinking like UPS.
Yeah.
Brown, the whole thing.
So
no grain.
I'm actually going somewhere with this.
Okay.
What do people do if we don't paint the guitar that they think it should, the color that they think it should be painted?
What do people do?
What do they do then?
I don't know.
They take advantage of Matt's new contest.
Oh, okay.
You don't even know about this.
I don't.
I want to give you a little bit of backstory, gentle viewer.
Oh, them too?
Them too.
Not just me?
One of the things that Chris and I did many, many years ago. Now you know what I'm about to talk about. You and I both entered a contest that was put on by our friend Doug Cower from Cower Guitars. And the contest was, how much guitar can you make for $400? And I loved the idea of doing that. And you and I both made guitars, and it was a lot of fun. This was a long time ago.
Before, because now we couldn't enter a contest like that.
You and I, but
because we're so rad.
The guitars that we made, we sold, and as it turns out, we didn't even enter them into the thing. I pulled us out of the. Did you enter yours or?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
And I won.
Okay.
And I never got a prize.
I'm not trying to look. I don't want to go down that path. But.
No, but I mean the idea. At that time, that was the first guitar I'd built all on my own. Before that, we built some stuff together, and it was still just a very much weekend shop. That's how long ago this was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, so we couldn't enter that contest now as professionals who have won multiple build contests now.
You know what though, Chris? You and I are gonna enter this contest.
Okay.
Let me tell you guys about this contest idea that we're doing.
Okay.
Now, this is I'm just shooting from the hip here. There's no web page or anything for it yet, but rest assured, there will be. Okay.
I think it's are you looking for the sound? It's that big giant 5-gallon tub of lacquer thinner is just expanding and contracting.
Ken says, when I make a guitar, it costs me about $800. Okay, well, Ken, you're gonna need to throttle back some of your build budget.
That was the thing too, it was as much an exercise in frugality and understanding what stuff costs.
So I'm not 100% sure all of the rules, but I think sticking with, you've got $400 to spend on wood, hardware, a case. Everything that we don't need to have a case.
We don't need to have a case. Let's not, because that was a long time ago, and $400
$400
doesn't
doesn't
get you
go
as
as
far
far
as it used to. Yeah,
So-
and it was an American-made pickup.
Okay, yeah. So so do we want to include that it has to have American-made stuff, or
No, no.
let's say okay, so
I don't really care.
So
No,
how about this?
especially now?
you got to build the coolest thing you can build. You've got $400 to spend on wood and hardware. Am I,
Hardware, paint.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
everything
got,
that
well, it's
goes
got to have a
into making
finish.
it, yeah, it has to. Yeah.
I don't care what the finish is.
No, you could spill beer on it and call it a finish.
Now you
You're
guys
not
get
gonna win
to.
with a beer finish.
I hope not. Now
Oh, we're not judging. if we're
anyone
entering.
no, you and I will not be judging. Anyone who wants to enter this contest, we're going to do this kind of like we did the Great American Guitar Building Contest.
Okay.
But this is going to be our version of the $400 guitar build challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, I'm thinking, why don't we have people come to the shop with their guitar builds?
Okay.
It'll be judged exactly like the Great American Guitar Building Contest.
Okay.
We'll have outside judges come in and judge them,
Okay.
and you will win a prize.
Okay.
How about this? Ooh, how about this? You have $400 to spend.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do the contest, it costs $100 to enter.
Okay.
Whoever wins all the money.
Okay.
Everybody gets to keep their guitar.
Okay.
Everybody except two people get to keep their guitar.
Uh-huh.
You win all the money,
Mm-hmm.
and you and I will give away some workshops as part of the deal too.
Okay.
How about that? So so here's what you get. You get a super awesome guitar that you made.
Okay.
You get you could win. I don't know how much what Sean won, like $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
You could win all the money. I bet you we get Steve from Maximum. Don't quote me on this, but I would bet you Steve would be happy to back us up on templates for this deal.
Okay.
Just like he did the Great American Guitar Build Contest.
Okay. And those won't go towards the price.
No, that won't
Or
go towards the
guitar.
price. But let me find out from Steve before you quote me on
Okay.
that. Okay.
All right.
How about this? I'm gonna work on getting Steve to give us some discounts on templates. Okay. Just like he did for the Great American Guitar Build Contest.
Okay.
You got $400 to build it. And if you enter it into the contest and you win all the entry fee money.
Sure.
Just exactly like we did the last time.
Okay.
Cool. Now, the other thing is Chris is going to build one and I'm going to build one.
Okay.
Chris has $400 to build it. I have $400 to build it.
Okay.
We don't know what each other's going to build.
Right.
And at the end of it all, we're going to auction off our guitars and they have to clear the $400 mark.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to start it.
They'll start at $400.
Yeah.
And whoever's guitar sells for the most money,
Mm-hmm.
they win between Chris and me.
Okay.
How's that?
As ruler supreme for the next 12 months.
As ruler supreme for the next 12 months. And
I think we should throw a maybe because this. I think I should build a what would Matt build, and you should build a what would Chris build. For
well, okay.
$400.
Well, you only have $400.
Yeah, yeah, because we could play this game.
Okay.
You know, with I don't want to say real money, but yeah, no limit.
Mhm.
But I don't want to do that. Let's just build what we want to build.
Well, okay. So for this one,
Because-
you build one and I'll build.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
those are the rules, and
Okay.
and I love the idea. What do you
Okay.
think of this?
Yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah. And,
Now-
I kind
now-
of want to give away some secrets to these kinds of contests
Oh.
because I think it will just make the contest better.
So let's see if people are talking about
All
the
right.
contest so far.
Yeah, let's find out.
So Ken says, what if we have scrap wood? Is that a freebie or do we have to assign? I think you have to assign something.
I think
I'm
if
going to
you-
look for a receipt on all this crap.
but I think if you legitimately got the wood for free, like if you went around and gathered up a bunch of pallets and
Uh-huh.
glued that shit together,
Yep.
I am totally fine with that.
Yep.
And that's one of the rules. Labor trumps everything else. on
Labor
this deal.
trumps
Yeah,
everything
so you can
else.
go out and dumpster dive and find a bunch of wood and spend 12 hours gluing all that garbage up.
So Fat Philosopher
want.
says, can we scavenge wood? Absolutely.
Yep.
Doc says that he's in. Rick B says, sounds good. Bobby Dill says he's in. Greg says dumpster diving. Paul says,
Yep.
had nice stuff from there. I
You can spend $150 on a kit and put the kit together.
You could. I don't
if you
care.
want,
Yeah.
as long as you, yeah.
Jacob,
all $150.
Jacob and a Ghost asked, what about pickups? I have a couple things laying around. I'm not going to say that you have to buy everything brand new, but you have to assign a value to it.
A brand new value, I think.
Yeah. So if you have 2 Seymour Duncan pickups,
even if they're used,
you need to. You have to put. Yeah. Well, so let's say that.
This is like hoopty drags.
What's that?
It's where you bring your hoopty car to the drag race, and it's $3,000 or less is what you have to have in this car.
Oh, like a claimer match.
Yeah. And it's and you know, you can see that some guys have way more than that. You can tell a $3,000 car from not.
How about
we'll have judges that will be on the lookout for you have
I want to see receipts of the winning guitar.
And yeah, I don't want to.
In order for you to be eligible.
I want to hear. Well, you know, I found this. Yeah, this Floyd Rose for
Look at it. We'll write everything down.
$50.
You guys are having a bunch of questions come in, and do we have to present receipts? Yeah, I think you do.
Or at least some sort of spreadsheet. That was one of the things that I did. Here's another tip: figure out every single thing that goes into making a guitar. Then start writing down prices and start, looking for that stuff online and figuring out where you can cut corners and where you can't cut corners and all of that kind of stuff.
Van Shank says he's in as long as he doesn't have to fly to Denver. You don't have to fly to Denver, but as per the Great American Guitar Building Contest, the guitar has to be here to win. If you wanna send us $100 and the guitar, and you win, we'll be happy to send you your guitar back and your prize money. We do that a bunch, right?
Yeah.
I love
really
this idea.
Shipping a guitar is not that big of a deal.
So. What is the price of 2 Ibanez Super 70 pickups from 1976? You know, I don't know. How about this? You don't have to present receipts, but any guitar that I see in the contest, if I offer you $400 for it, you have to sell it to me for $400. How about that?
That's the
beer. Okay, yeah. Doc says, what's the day we have to be in Denver? For the contest, I don't know. What does it say, beer, so I can drink another with you?
We're
are you playing a game?
Okay. Drink beer with Matt.
Chug a beer.
Chug.
If your name is Jay and you're not drinking a beer right now, you need to chug a beer. Okay. So yeah,
$400 guitar challenge.
$400 guitar challenge, and you and I are actually going to sell ours for. We're going to have an auction for ours. How about that?
All right.
And I don't know. Maybe we'll even donate our money to charity.
Yeah.
How about that? That everybody wants us to donate shit to charity. So there you go. How about that?
Yeah.
I love that idea. Okay. The question is, who of ours will Doug?
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of was, Doug's going to buy them both.
Yep. So you guys have lots of good ideas here coming at me. But I love the idea of the $400 guitar build challenge. By the way, if you like the idea of I just opened one, so you should give that one to Joy. So I did not come up with the $400 guitar build challenge. That is absolutely positively the brainchild of our friend Doug Cower.
Yeah.
And from 7 or 8 years ago. So.
And the guy that the whole story on that was this is when Doug was actually a contributing member of the forum.
Yeah.
And some guy was just haranguing him about how he couldn't believe how much a Cower guitar costs because he could put together any one of those guitars for $400.
Yeah.
And so Doug's like,
okay, do it.
Yep. And threw it out to the group, and a bunch of people said, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm going to do it. And 4 people did it. And Matt and I were 2 of them.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So there's people who are already trying to game this. Priestley, California Customs. Can we order cheap parts and assemble them and focus on quality of the assembly? Fine by me, dude. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, labor trumps all this other stuff.
If you have $400 as a ceiling and you use half of it or a quarter of it, I don't care. You spend the other $300 on beer for all I care. I don't care.
You can spend 8 hours assembling it, doing the whole thing.
Or 8 minutes. Yeah.
80 hours, 120 hours. whatever.
One thing is true. One thing is
Labor's free.
Well, no, I didn't want to say that. One thing is going to be a constant, though. All of the guitars, in order to be judged, have to have the entry fee, and they have to have the guitar has to be here to be judged and played by at least, I think we have 3 judges again.
Okay.
Every guitar in the last contest we had got played by every single judge. So if you had a lousy setup and an awesome guitar, guess what got remembered?
That actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we should set it up for 6-7 months away.
Can I make my own bridge and everything?
Lots of time.
Fine by me. Yeah, you
but
sure
you have to count the raw materials.
Yes, you do.
Including whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the ability to wind your own pickups and you buy a kit or whatever it is, just and what we should do is make a printable. That's a word.
Printable, yeah.
Yeah, a spreadsheet of parts that you need for a guitar.
Frankly, $400 of like parts and wood, you can build a hell of a nice guitar for $400.
Yeah, you really can.
If you're not counting the labor.
Yeah, if you're not counting the labor, and you can do a whole lot with labor.
Yeah,
and you can do a whole lot with.
Well, yeah. When do you think we should go live with this, Chris?
The idea?
No, when is the contest gonna be?
I don't know. Sometime in the summer.
Okay.
July, August.
So yeah,
like
let's shoot for August.
Okay.
August 2023. As we go down the path a little bit, like I said, I need to contact Steve. I need to do some other stuff here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk for Steve. I want to get Steve here to tell you guys what he's willing to do. We'll have some other prizes. You and I will have a thing, and yeah, it'll be a really fun time. It'll be a guitar building contest, but like we did last year, but a little different, a little bit of a twist.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we will be talking more about
I'm gonna
this.
so win this.
You're gonna lose. we are going to have a lot of fun with this, and we will be talking more about it as we go. See, it's already exciting. It's got a little bit of a buzz already. Okay. Okay. Well, see, this is the way you do a live stream, isn't it, Chris? It's already almost a quarter to 6 already.
I looked at the clock and we were only 30 minutes in.
Yeah, that's true. So we have to I want to talk about our sponsors of our show, and if someone would hand me that box over there, let's talk a little bit about one of our sponsors in particular. And there's something for you in that box as well. Hold on.
You want to separate that?
Yes. Doc wants to know $400 US. Yes, in real money.
Yeah, what is that in Canadian?
Yeah, I don't know what that is in Canadian.
440? That's metric money right there.
Yeah.
The exchange rate might be that.
I can't imagine that we're going to have a lot of people doing this in euros or something, but maybe, I don't know.
Maybe you could take advantage of the exchange rate.
You know what? How about that? You can take advantage of the exchange rate.
Yeah, that's the world trade.
So
it's just like home team advantage, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you're okay, so Doc, I want to be very clear. 400 not in American dollars, unless you live in the United States.
I think if it was 400 Canadian, he'd be like 350 American.
Yeah. So you have to use Doc, you have to use 400 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Since you asked,
I think
since
whatever.
Since you asked, you have 400 Canadian dollars to use. Is that sucky?
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah, borderline mean.
Okay, so it's 400 US, and we'll just US level the playing.
We'll figure out. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a couple bucks here or there isn't gonna spoil it.
I don't think anyone's gonna have any problem coming up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think 400 is too much.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's not. You can buy a lot of really good stuff, including halfway decent, nice American pickups.
Well, shit, you could like somebody said, you could just go buy a crappy Strat and fix it up for $400.
Yeah, it has to be new though.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can buy a crappy Strat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you won't win with a crappy Strat.
I hope not. Okay.
Even if Sean Emenheiser paints it, you won't win.
You won't win. That's
Maybe
right.
you would.
400 lira is about 50 cents. Okay, so Doc says 400 Canadian is like $13 in US money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's 400 US dollars no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who I would call, you know who I'm going to call first to talk about this great, amazing contest, Chris?
After Steve?
No, first. Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, because I
Okay.
want to see if Steve is willing to support this contest idea
Okay.
in a similar way, if not the exact same way he did the last one.
Okay.
And Steve is a very good friend of ours. We use exclusively Steve's templates for our building classes. We use, Steve has made a bunch of custom templates for us. Are you guys laughing? That's not
I'm
me
laughing
making that noise.
No, I'm laughing. Yeah.
Can we talk about,
why are there noises during live streams?
I don't know. Can we, all right, let's get back to, no. I want you to talk about Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. Ready?
I talked about him last week.
Well, you're going to talk about him again now, sir.
We love him. He makes the best templates in the world. Keep talking.
I want you to, here's what I
Just
fear.
because I interrupted you doesn't mean I don't want you to talk about him.
I fear that I don't give you an opportunity to talk enough. So what is one of your favorite things about using Maximum Guitar Works templates and jigs?
My absolute favorite part of that is that you can put them back on and you know that they will be lined up every single time.
That is such a big deal.
When you're double sticking templates on, and if you don't drill every single hole, or if you forget something, or if you do it out of sequence or whatever,
or you try to
and it's not exactly right. These are exactly right. Every hole's there, everything, and you can move the template from the top to the back.
Yep.
Back and forth, round and round. He puts nice little notes on there for you.
I
wonder what size this hole is. Oh, it says right there, it's an 1/8 inch. Okay.
I kind of want to see if Steve will make us an all new set of Challenger templates, like the whole, everything's brand new. And no notes on them at all.
Why?
I think it would just, because it would just be like, he would just be like, why would you want that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd be okay with me, but
yeah, because I think it would drive Steve crazy. He'd be like, no, you have to have notes on there so people know what.
Why would you not have notes on there?
So Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. If I were you guys, I would contact Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts first. I'll contact them second. I want to call Steve because I want to see if he'll support us like he did for the Great American Guitar Building Contest. I'm going to call Dan and Calvin second because I think that they can probably get you guys some good deals. And maybe we'll see if we can get a prize or two from Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts. How would that be, Chris?
I want you to call, get Brett Angove in on it.
Get Brad Angove in. How would we get Brad
Angove
in on that deal?
He might do it. We haven't talked to that dude.
We haven't, yeah. So anyway, Tonewood Experts, guys, if you're looking for wood for this project or any other guitar building project, or if you're coming out to a class here at Texas Toast Guitars, know that we use Tonewood Experts lumber exclusively. In fact, I just ordered a great big order just yesterday from them. And if you use code TexasToast15 at checkout, you get a little bit of a break. I think you get 15% off or something like that. That ain't bad. That's not nothing. That's not small potatoes.
You buy Arby's with that.
Ugh, I'm not hungry enough to eat at Arby's.
You wouldn't want to,
but you
could.
The next guy I'm going to call is Dylan McCurchie from Dylan Talks Tone, because I'm not winding pickups for my guitar. Okay, I'm just not gonna. And the cool thing about Dylan's pickups, and we talked with Dylan today. We ordered a bunch of Strat pickups. We ordered a bunch of humbuckers a week ago, and I'm going to have to order a bunch of P90s tomorrow. But the neat thing is, it's sort of like if you have a Seymour Duncan pickup that you bought today, chances are Seymour Duncan has no idea what's up with that pickup. If you get a pickup from Dylan Pickups, Dylan wound it. That's that's the coolest thing ever. You know what I mean? You know that it's sort of like you and I. You and I build every guitar that comes out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan builds every pickup that he sends out.
Yeah.
So you know that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a connection there.
It's sort of like if you go
from the order to,
yeah.
you know, I mean, yeah, it's
kind of like if you go back to 1957, Leo Fender built every guitar that came out of Fender. He didn't? Yeah, he did. He touched every single one of them.
Oh, he did touch them over.
Yeah, he did something on all of them.
Yeah, quality control, he licked them at the end.
Okay. Chris and I do everything here. We do have a helper. Brandon helps us out quite a bit. But you and I do all the building for all the guitars. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to know how to get in touch with Brad Angove and see if he wants to do this. That might be a fun thing.
We'll get in touch with him. We know how to get in touch with him. I have his email.
So Driddle wants to know, do we have to provide receipts? Yes. Can the parts be secondhand sourced?
I think
yeah, they can, but you got to apply a new value.
You have to apply a new value. Yeah, just because you don't necessarily have to. It'd be nice if you used mostly new parts, but I get it.
Yeah.
But you can online shop and find the absolute cheapest price for that part. And I mean, you can't half price stuff. You can't. Oh well, I got it on a, you know. But if you use used parts, you gotta supply a new price. And I don't need to see receipts. We don't need to see receipts. But you can't fudge numbers.
I think too that like if I have $400 in my hand, I should be able to go up to anybody in the thing and say, oh, how about this? If your guitar wins and I want to buy it for $400, you have to sell it to me for $400.
Except yeah.
You'd win a big pile of money.
Oh, if you win, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah, you have to.
I can tell you, $400 is enough to buy you all the stuff,
everything you need
to make a really, really cool guitar, and maybe even have some money left over.
Yeah,
and it's all about design and craftsmanship and all that other stuff. Because $400 buys you a lot of stuff, and you can build a one pickup guitar.
That's what I did.
And
someone wants to know who. Fat Philosopher wants to know who's going to make the $400 double neck. Well, I can tell you who made a $400 double neck.
Yep. And that's
Senior Fesker.
That's what won it for me, I think, was that whole idea. And, you know, it was all about labor.
That's right.
You know, and it was all bound and, you know, because binding's cheap.
Jerry J, thank you for joining us on and becoming a member on YouTube. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Can it be fretless? I don't care. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it could be a bass. If you want to build a bass for this, knock yourself out.
Want to build a mandolin?
Mandolin,
I don't care.
Yeah. You probably won't win with a mandolin.
Okay.
Win with a mandolin.
Yeah. You know who else I'm going to call the second I get off the phone with Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone?
Bitterroot Guitars.
Todd and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars. I can tell you that if you're not using Todd, John and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars.
Like, what? Todd?
John and Cheryl at Bitterroot Guitars, and if you're not buying your truss, if you're not going through and buying all your parts from Bitterroot, you're like not even trying because they have almost everything.
Yeah, and that would be a great source for a bunch of quality stuff.
Now, if you use code TXTOAST at checkout, you get 15% off there. I'm not going to count. Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
That's a cheat code.
That's
Texas Toast cheat code with from
Winter Chicken Dinner
right
here.
Tonewood Experts and Bitterroot Guitars. You can use those cheat codes.
And Dylan.
I think Dylan does give you a little bit of a break. That's right. I think you get a little bit of a discount.
Yeah?
So that cheat code with Tonewood Experts, Dylan Talks Tone, and Bitterroot Guitars. And if I play your cards right, you're going to get a good deal from Steve out of this deal too. I'm not going to say what I think it's going to be, but let me work on it. Okay. I also want to thank Brad Guitar Miller, who sent us a box of stuff. Chris, what do we have from Brad Guitar Miller while we have a
PTM Guitars? That's
Pedal to the Metal Guitars. We've got a few more minutes.
Yeah, let's hurry up. There we go.
If I can do a $400 parts caster, I'm so in. Well, knock yourself out.
Yep, you can.
So check this out.
JJJ.
So these are what Brad Guitar Miller makes. We have a couple of them floating around here.
Yeah, ours are Challengers.
I have mine here with my. You have a Challenger as well. Yeah.
There you go.
So here's mine. It's got
There's a
my
Strat.
business card on it.
I've seen he does flying bees. He does all sorts of stuff, and all of this is available on his Reverb.
That's
site.
right, on his
ATM Guitars
Reverb site, and the link in the description below. What else do we have in the box? We've got something else very cool. Jerry J says that we're keep digging. Come on, we got a few more minutes. Yeah.
We got stickers that say Wood, Sweat, and Beers alumni.
Yep.
Those are very cool.
Paul says, so the original competition years ago was $400. What about inflation? We have adjusted for inflation by not enforcing you to use a case or $100 or an American-made pickup.
Bag or American pickups. Yep. This is my favorite part. Picks that have our logo.
But where's the thing you can buy? It's in there. I see it. There it is. Keep digging. Nope. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. These are really cool telly plates that Brad is making.
Loaded telly plates.
Now, but you look at the front because the switch is at an angle. There you go. Get it right up there. There you go, Chris. So if you like to have a little more room between your switch and your, I guess that's volume control.
Yep.
Having the switch be angled is super cool.
Yep. Yeah, and it looks great. He put one of these on his guitar and it looked really nice.
Alan Pettibone, your Saturday night special is tomorrow's reveal, my friend. So is it almost done? It is done. And we're going to reveal it tomorrow. And I hope that you tune in to watch, and it will be sent out. You'll have it before Christmas.
Yep. I was hoping to have it last week, but as we all know, Chris had no nuts.
Sorry. RVA Guitar says, great stream tonight. Thank you so much. Guys, we're done. We've gone into our 6 o'clock time. We're going to talk more about Brad Guitar Miller and Pedal the Metal Guitars tomorrow. Check out Dylan from Dylan Talks Tones. Say hey from your good buddies at Texas Toast. Say hi to Leslie. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Preview of some of the X's tomorrow. Yes, as a matter of fact, we'll have some Challenger X's tomorrow as well. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It was great fun for me to be back after a month of being away. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the reveal. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Boy, we ran out of time.
Yeah, we did.